Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I'm starting to think about Christmas. Now, I don't know about you, but it is almost December and I have not bought a single Christmas present yet. However, if you are in the same boat and you have some book lovers in your life, then I am here to help. So I am going to give you some recommendations of books for the different people in your life. So I've got 8 different books here for 8 different types of people that I think they might like depending on their personality or their character. So I hope you find this helpful if you, like me, have not bought any Christmas presents yet and are struggling to know what to get for someone. So I'll jump right into it. So the first person I've got a book for is the fashionista. Someone who either works in fashion or loves dressing up, really into their clothes. So I've got this book, Happy Hour by Marla Granados. And this is about 2 young girls, I think they're about 21, go to live in New York and they're trying to make ends meet. And every week they go and sell clothes at a market stall to try and make up their rent. And these girls find themselves at amazing parties, hanging out with the rich and famous, all whilst dressing so well. They love fashion, they want to look glamorous, and all throughout this book, the outfits are talked about in really vivid detail, describing what they wear when they go to these different events and parties, and just basically living their life in New York. It's a really glamorous book, full of fashion, so I think the fashionistas will love this book. Now, next up, I've got a recommendation for the beginner reader. Someone who wants to get into reading, or you want to try and persuade them to get into reading, this next book is for them. So it's Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. And I chose this book because it had me absolutely hooked. From the second I picked up this book, I could not put it down. And I feel like that's so good for someone who's trying to get into reading. You want one of those books that really grabs your attention and hooks you from the start. So this book is sort of a science fiction book. It's quite short and it is so interesting. It's about a group of people who go into a deserted area called Area X. This is a place where nature has taken an ominous turn, and any of the previous expeditions have either ended in death, or anyone who does survive, they don't remember anything about it. And this book follows another group of people who have gone in to try and discover what has happened to this place. Things start to go wrong, you don't know who you can trust, and this book, it just absolutely hooked me from the start, and I recommend this for someone who is trying to get into reading and wants something really gripping. I would say though, this is a trilogy, but I wouldn't bother reading the other 2 books. This book is definitely the best by far, and it can definitely be read standalone. So yeah, I absolutely love this book. So the next person I have a recommendation for is the outdoors person. Now, I've got 2 books for this one. I've got a fiction and I've got a non-fiction. So the non-fiction book that I've got is Classic Krakauer by Jon Krakauer. Jon Krakauer is a journalist who loves writing about everything outdoors. So this book has loads of different articles in there talking about a wide variety of outdoor activities. So for example, he talks about a surfer, or he talks about a rock climber, or a group of scientists who go down into this cave. There's such a wide variety of real life stories in here that you can just dip in and out of it as you please. And I think all the articles in this are really strong and really just demonstrate the natural beauties of this world and the sense of adventure. So I love this book a lot. The fiction option I have for this is Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead. Now, I have spoken about this book before and I've said that I absolutely love it, which I do. It's about a young girl called Marion who dreams of becoming a pilot. She is so strong-willed and she will do whatever it takes to get there. Now, this book is set in Missoula, Montana, and it describes in detail the landscape and surroundings, which I just absolutely love, and I feel like an outdoors person would really appreciate. As well as this, she also travels around a lot of the world as a pilot, so you get to see so much of the world. And I loved how Maggie Shipstead described these different areas and these different parts of the world. So I think if you did like the outdoors, you would really like the descriptive nature of this book. Now, the next recommendation I have is for the hopeless romantic in your life. So this book is Buried Giants by Kazuo Ishiguro, and this is about an old couple in love. Whenever I think about this book, it makes me want to cry. This book is about an old couple who can't remember where their son is. Now, where they live, everyone in this area has memory loss. No one can really remember yesterday or the day before what's happened. They're sort of living in the moment. But this old couple just know that their son is no longer there. So they set out, they leave this cozy village to go and find their son. It's a very simple premise, this book. They're basically just going out on a journey, but they face so many challenges throughout, and their bond and their love is just unbreakable and shines through everything. The end of this book absolutely broke my heart when I think about how much this old couple just loved each other so much through everything. Now, I don't know about you, but old couples break my heart. Just the thought that they've been together for so many years and their love is just still so strong. I love this book a lot. I actually wasn't too sure about it at the beginning, but the end makes it so worth it. And it just shows how all throughout the book we've been building up to this moment to make you really feel for the characters and understand the love they have for each other. Now, the next book that I have is for the university students or the book lovers or the ones who just love learning. Now, I've just read this book in my last video, so it's A Secret History by Donna Tartt, so I won't go into too much detail about it, but it is set in a college campus with a main character called Richard, who is part of the very exclusive Greek class with only 5 other students in there as well. And it talks about their life on this college campus, but there is also a murder. So it's a dark academia come murder mystery, and this book is so tense, so amazing, describes college life so well, all the different stereotypical characters you get on a college campus. So I think for those who are at university or studying will really relate to this book in that way and find it really gripping. So my next recommendation is for your childhood friend, someone you've been friends with for years, all throughout your childhood, and now you're still friends today. So this book is My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. And this follows 2 girls who are best friends as children. And the thing I loved so much about this book is when Elena describes the 2 of them together, talking about what they're going to do in the future, how they're going to make their millions, that sort of childlike wonder that you have with your best friend, talking about how you're going to become rich and famous together, how you're going to take on the world. And I can really relate to this when I think back to my childhood friends and how you had that childlike wonder together. So I love this book, and hopefully if you give this to your childhood friend, you both will be able to relate to some of the conversations that they have in this book. So next up, I've got a book for the film lover. So if your friend loves films, I imagine they've already seen this film because it was amazing. It's Dune by Frank Herbert. Now this film came out this year, but I did read the book first, and I also thought this book was so good. It's about a boy called Paul Atreides living on the desert planet of Arrakis, where there is a lot of conflict and fighting over a thing called spice melange. It's a spice that grows on Arrakis, and anyone who takes it, it makes their eyes this brilliant blue, and it enhances their consciousness. And this is hot property on Arrakis. Everyone is after it, and people will kill for it. So this book is full of action. It's a classic sci-fi, and yet this film was amazing. So hopefully you'll give them this book, they'll read it, they'll love it, and they'll watch the film Dune and be blown away. And then finally, my final recommendation is for the cozy one, the one who loves staying in, being cozy with a blanket. So I thought for this one, I could only recommend a fantasy series. So I recommend this one. It's the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. Now this series is so readable. So even if this person isn't super into fantasy, I think they'll love this one. The main character is a girl called Vin, and it follows her as she discovers her powers and tries to defeat the Lord Ruler, who is the evil person ruling the land. And the thing that I find so cozy about this book is that ash falls every day in this world. So it's this grey, ashy landscape, and at night, this mist comes out that forces everyone to stay in their houses. Now, I don't know about you, but if I look out and it's misty outside, I feel so cozy. And this book has mist all throughout it, so I found it such a cozy read. And this story is all about friendship, love, and perseverance, and I thought this series was really amazing, and I think it's a really good starter series if someone isn't into fantasy, or if they are into fantasy, this is an amazing series to read anyway. So I highly recommend this for that cozy person in your life. So I hope this video has been useful, and I hope it has inspired you to get some Christmas presents for your loved ones who also love books. I know that for sure it has inspired me to go out and actually start my Christmas shopping. So I hope it's done the same for you. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one.